A continuación, nos acompaña Aleocidio Sete Balsanelo, de Folks, referente en salud digital e innovación tecnológica en América Latina. En su charla Salud 4.0, navegando el futuro con IA, innovación y gobernanza, exploraremos cómo construir sistemas de salud más inteligentes, éticos y sostenibles.
Afternoon. I think by this time we are almost at the end of the symposium. We are all excited to go back home and start implementing some of those amazing technologies we saw here. But they assigned the role of the bad cop. So we will discuss today about governance and how governance can not compete with innovation while enabling AI development. So this is me. I'm a digital health specialist at Folks, which is a consultants company. Okay. And we are Heinz partner for Enron certification. And I graduated as an emergency physician and also did an MBA in solutions architecture. Before talking about healthcare 4.0, we must understand the industrial revolution and what is 1, 2, and 3, and 4.0. So the industry 4.0 is what we have today, applying those enabling technologies like cloud computing, systems and data integration, IoT, fast internet connections, augmented reality and simulation, robotics, big data analytics, and AI to enable this modern ecosystem we have. Those same technologies, they apply to the healthcare setting and lead us to the healthcare 4.0, which is this smart health system we have with connected care, personalized medicine, and the use of AI. In the Health 4.0, we expand everything. So when we talk about data, we went from small data to big data and now giant data. Every second, we are generating a lot of data. Also, when practicing the healthcare, we move from the sole patient with multiple patients, and now we are analyzing communities. I think that became very clear during the COVID pandemic. The clinicians are not working alone in their offices. They grouped as teams, and now they have a network. So we must work as a network to provide healthcare. And also the treatments, they evolved. So we had simple treatments. You got fever, you get a medicine. Now we have more complex and intelligent treatments because we have personalized medicine. And also we have more prediction powers. And most importantly, we have more involvement and responsibility of the patients. So, Industrial Revolution tried to take human out of the loop because we use technology to automate things and replace humans. In Healthcare 4.0, we are increasing collaboration and human participation. Today, we have a phygital world. So, we had some physical measurement, some physical tasks, and now we have the digital companions of them. For diagnosing, we have biochemistry, we rely on anatomical changes, but now we can rely on digital biomarkers. We can have data from wearables. We can have another kind of data with a powerful prediction power. Also, surgical procedures were made alone by the surgeon. Now we have robotic surgery. The consultations were face-to-face. Now we have telemedicine and a few AI agents that can talk to the patient. Treatments were based on protocols. Now we have digital twins. We have some more personalized medicine and other ways to prescribe medications. Drugs, therapies, and procedures They can pair with digital interventions. Now we can prescribe an app for the patient, and we have some treatments based on digital interventions. And also the care coordination. It was really difficult, all the manual process and very asynchronous. And now we can coordinate the patient monitoring with AI, agents, and IoT. So AI does not reinvent the world every day, but it really rewrites the limits of what we can do every single day. And how to navigate through this uncertainty. So CHAI, Coalition for Healthcare AI, they have a framework. They say that for using AI in healthcare, it must be usefulness, have a good usability and efficacy. It must be fair. We should rely on safety. It must be transparent and also secure and private. HIMSS has the 5 rights. So if you are using AI in healthcare, first of all, the right objective, then the right approach, selecting the appropriate workflow and technology, the right competency, and here we talk about education. We must learn about AI and educate patients, clinicians, everyone about AI. We also need the right data because data influences the results we get. And also the right safeguards because using AI, AI can generate things now. Until a few years, it was only predicting, but since now it's generating content, we must put some safeguards for that. So when thinking about governance, the first question is, why using AI? So we have the quintuple aim. If you are not using technology for improving clinical outcomes, improving patient experience, improving the provider satisfaction, or financial sustainability, or health equity, you should not use the technology. The second question is how? How patients, how clinicians, how AI or technology are going to interact. So far, we needed a developer to interact with algorithms. For the first time, humans and computers, they share the same way of communication. So we have shared language, shared data, and shared responsibilities. And we need to set the boundaries. If the clinician does not decide the therapeutic plans alone, he must discuss with the patient why AI should. Clinicians must be in the loop, always. I like to think on AI like the AI resident. So you can use AI for doing some tasks for you, but you must approve. You can use AI to be like your colleague for a second opinion, but you always must be in the loop. And AI will only execute what we allow it to do. So it's not a thing that's out of control. We must set all the boundaries. When we think about AI and humans collaborating, we have this matrix from PwC where they plot the autonomy of AI versus the road complexity. So we go from just AI as an advisor until AI as a self-learning, AI learning alone and making decisions. We can have a clear split here of some things that we can only use in back office and other things that we can use in assistance with safety. And we should always consider bias because all these algorithms, they are trained based on real-world data. Real-world data generates real-world evidence, but also real-world bias. So beware of those self-learning systems because they will learn bias. Just an example. I asked ChatGPT 4 different times to generate an image of a doctor, and it generated pretty similar guys, but why it generated always a white male as a doctor? Why cannot a doctor be a woman? So I asked GPT, why? Why every time I ask for a picture of a doctor, you are generating a white male? And she answered, by default, those data sets reflect historical and societal biases, and gave me all the information. So AI knows she has bias. Do you know? Are you using AI? Do you know which bias are you dealing with? How to mitigate that? And when we talk about regulation, we always think about regulations versus innovation. How can I innovate if I have a strong regulation? So we have new paradigms in governance. Governance traditionally has been like applying rigid rules. It was a gatekeeping role. You just say yes or no, you can do that. And very risk averse. So you are just trying to avoid risk. For the Health 4.0, we must experiment. So we must be adaptive. We must orchestrate instead of gatekeeping and say this is the right way. And also use risk intelligence. Instead of avoiding risk, we should know the risks and measures to mitigate them. And also regulatory sandbox come in place because this is the way to develop the new policies, the new regulations. We should keep a cycle of planning, doing, checking, and acting. And in that way, we can have participatory governance, putting patients in advisory boards, clinicians in AI design process, and also we should have algorithmic audits. They should be public. So we iterate over and develop the policies based on what we check. So when we are dealing with an increased time horizon or a bigger uncertainty, we must have more flexibility. And to have more flexibility, we must involve all the stakeholders when designing policies. So we go to that way where we have regulator, we have the stakeholders, we have society, all of them playing a role on constructing those policies. So I have a call to action. If you are a leader, please champion governance frameworks. Choose a framework, follow that framework. You cannot start doing AI without a framework. Invest in AI literacy. Everyone must know about AI, the risks involved, the benefits, where to use, where not to use. Create spaces for ethical dialogue. So always questions about ethics. For clinicians, embrace your role as a human interpreter of AI. We must learn to work with AI as a colleague and interpret and know when there's some bias. No, we should not trust blindly on AI. It should be like the second opinion. Advocate for AI tools that enhance and not replace your clinical judgment. So you should always be in the loop for the final decision. Become active in shaping the AI governance, either on your institution or through some organizations. And for society, the rest of us, we should demand transparency in healthcare AI systems. So if they are using AI to take a decision, if they are using AI with your data, if you are being on a triage by AI, you should know that you are interacting with AI. we should participate in conversations about the future of medicine, and also hold institutions accountable for human-centered AI deployment. Everyone deploying AI must be accountable for everything related to that technology. So, the future of healthcare will never be written in code. Technology becomes obsolete overnight, but the human touch, that remains eternal. So, my message is, let's build AI that amplifies our humanity, not replace it.